Are we ready?
Good to go.
Okay.
Good morning, everyone. This is the Marshall County Board of Supervisors Annual Organizational Meeting, Tuesday, January 3rd, 2023 at 9:00 a.m. at the Election Center at 107 South First Avenue in Marshalltown. Notice to the public. The Board of Supervisors welcomes comments from the public during the time allowed for discussion. You're requested to approach the microphone, state your name for the record, and limit the time used to present your remarks in order that those may be given the opportunity to speak. The normal process on any agenda item is for the chair to read the item from the agenda. The board is given an opportunity to comment on the issue and or place a motion on the floor. An opportunity for discussion may be presented, at which time the public may participate and a roll call vote will follow. Can we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Barry, can we have roll call?
In alphabetical order. Kyle.
Here.
Gibb.
Here.
Walter.
Here. Approve or modify the annual organizational meeting agenda. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion to approve the annual organization meeting agenda.
Second.
It's been approved and seconded to approve the annual organizational meeting agenda. Roll call vote?
Kyle.
Yes.
Gibb.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes. Number 5, select a Board of Supervisor Chair and Vice Chair for 2023. Are there any motions on the floor?
I'll move we name Jarrett as chair and Steve as vice chair.
And is there a second?
I'll second that.
All right, it's been moved and seconded to approve Jared as chair and Carol as, Steve as vice chair.
It was
Get out of that.
Almost happened. Any comments? Roll call vote.
Kyle.
Yes.
Gibb.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes. Moving on to the consent agenda.
Is that me now?
That would be
Yeah.
you.
All right. Consent agenda. We have approved the Board of Supervisor Committee appointments beginning January 1st, 2023. 1-year terms. We will just submit all these for the record so that we do not have to read through all these, but those will all be in our minutes and they are posted. 6B, reappoint Todd Apple as Marshall County Weed Commissioner, Sanitarian and Zoning Administrator. Term expires December 31st, 2023. Approval of the official newspapers for calendar year 2023, Times Republican and Mid-Iowa Enterprise State Center. That ends our consent agenda. Do we have a motion?
I would make a motion then to approve the consent agenda as printed.
Second.
Roll call vote, please.
Kyle.
Yes.
Gibb.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Motion carries. Number 7, approve Marshall County discrimination disclaimer. Marshall County discrimination disclaimer is no person shall be excluded from the receipt of services or benefits, and no employee shall be discriminated against on the basis of race, creed, color, national origin, sex, sexual orientation, gender identity, age, religious or political affiliation, and physical or mental disability, consistent with applicable state and federal policies and regulations. Any incident of discrimination should be reported. Violation of the non-discrimination policy may result in disciplinary action, which can include reprimand, suspension, dismissal from employment, and also subject the violator to administrative or civil liability. Is there a motion to approve this disclaimer?
So move.
And I'll second.
Roll call vote, please.
Kyle.
Yes.
Gibb.
Yeah.
Walter.
Yes.
All right, on to number 8, Title IX non-discrimination agreement, the annual agreement, and I don't think we have any further information on that. Do we have a motion?
I would make a motion then to approve the Title VI non-discrimination agreement and authorize the chair to sign.
I'll second that.
Do we have any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Kyle.
Yes.
Kip.
Yes.
Wassick.
Yes.
On to number 9. This is adopting resolution 2023-1. Construction evaluation resolution relating to construction of confinement feeding operations structure. This one will also submit the wording of this into the record unless anyone requests that it be read.
Not necessary.
All right, do we have a motion?
So move.
A second?
I'll second.
Any discussion on this? I talked to Todd this morning on this. This is just the simple following the DNR guidelines on the master matrix for confinements. So
This is something we do every year.
every year.
Mhm.
Further discussion? All right, roll call vote.
Kyle.
Yes.
Kip.
Yes.
Wassick.
Yes.
All right, on to number 10, adopt resolution 2023-2, moving permits. And this one as well, we'll submit the wording to the record. We'll get a motion, and then I believe we have Paul online and he'll share more information on this. Do I have a motion?
I'd make a motion to adopt the resolution 2023-0002 moving permits.
I'll second that.
Excellent. Paul, would you like to hop on and share a little information on this, please?
Yeah, this is just an annual item that we do to authorize the people in my office to be able to issue the oversize or overweight moving permits. There's several that we do that are, repeated trips that are the same loads, like from the quarry, where we issue them and they're issued as a single trip permit. But many times there's people out of the office. So there are, whoever's around, if it's one that's a repeat and we know that the route is safe for the structures, then we can go ahead and issue that. And this just authorizes anybody in our office staff to be able to issue the permits.
Any further discussion? Thank you, Paul. Roll call vote, please.
Kyle.
Yes.
Kip.
Yes.
Wassick.
Yes.
All right. Boy, moving along to number 11 here, adopt resolution 2023-3, blanket road closure. We have a motion.
I'll move we adopt resolution 2023-3 blanket road closure.
I'll second.
All right. Paul.
This is another annual resolution to what it basically authorizes me to close a road for construction or maintenance without board action.
Excellent. Thank you. Any other further discussion?
Paul, did we just close Sanford here last week?
That's a little piece of Sanford that doesn't serve any homes. So when we have a large snow event, we usually just give up on that one because it isn't necessary for emergency services and it isn't necessary for land access until spring.
Very good. How is that, a mile or mile and a half? Or
I don't have the exact length on it, but it's
Oh.
right at that. It's Sanford east of Highway 14 and it goes around the corner and comes back around to E63.
Yeah.
Any further discussion? All right. Do we have a motion to adopt this resolution for blanket road closure for the county engineer?
We do.
We already have that. We just need to vote.
Oh, thank you.
Mhm.
Roll call vote then.
Kyle.
Yes.
Kip.
Yes.
Wassick.
Yes.
All right. Resolution adopted. Maybe we should take motions again on it. All right, number 12, adopt resolution 2023-4, 4. This is certificate of completion. Let's get the motion on the table.
I'll move we adopt resolution 2023 for certificate of completion.
I'll second.
All right, Paul, continuing on, please.
This resolution authorizes me to accept completed construction work on the board's behalf.
Excellent. Any questions for Paul on that? Awesome. Another formality down. Any further discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Kyle,
Yes.
Jim,
Yeah,
Wassick.
Yes.
All right, motion carries and we've adopted another resolution. Boy, one more here. Adopt resolution 2023, number 5, erect embargo signs. I have a motion.
Mr. Chair, I'd make a motion to adopt resolution 2023-005, erect embargo signs.
I'll second that.
All right, discussion. We'll have Paul tackle this one again.
Another annual. This allows me to, if in a case of road conditions or spring weather, or if other reasons to do with the condition of the road, I can place a weight embargo on a roadway without board action.
Excellent. Thank you, Paul. Any other discussion questions?
No, sir.
All right, roll call vote, please.
Kyle,
Yes.
Jim,
Yes,
Wassick.
Yes.
All right, motion to adopt resolution direct embargo signs has passed. Next up, boy, it's gonna seem like we got more to go because we do, but this is, we have 2 meetings, the organizational one, this, and then we'll have another meeting. So we're gonna do public forum now. If there's any immediate public forum for us to discuss now, please come forward. Otherwise, we will have another public forum in our next regularly scheduled meeting.
And I apologize for 2 separate meetings, but it's easier to keep it separate for next year of the things that along. It doesn't usually hit this way.
That's quite all right.
It wasn't that painful, so. This is.
Quick question: does the virtual people have to log off and log back on with a different
No,
link for the next
no.
meeting? Can we-
Thank you.
Okay,
Just
nice.
you, Paul, nobody else.
Awesome. So we'll now move on to adjournment. I don't see, do we have to have a motion to adjourn, correct?
No.
Mm-mm,
We
no.
do not. Okay, next regular scheduled session is now. In
So 9:13.
9:13. Meeting adjourned. Anyone need a break before we roll on to the next one? Correct. Steve. All right. Even though we have the pledge, even though we have the pledge before we approve the agenda, someone could motion to amend the agenda to remove the pledge and then we'll go. So, all right. Call to order. Welcome to our next meeting. Notice to the public, the Board of Supervisors welcomes comments from the public during the time allowed for discussion. Your request to approach the microphone, state your name for the record and limit the time used to present your remarks in order that others may be given an opportunity to speak. The normal process is on any agenda item for the chair to read the item from the agenda. The board is given an opportunity to comment on the issue and or place a motion on the floor. An opportunity for discussion may be presented, at which time the public may participate, and roll call vote will follow. Sherry, roll call, please.
Kyle,
Here.
Wassick.
Yes.
Jim,
here,
All right. We have a motion to approve the agenda.
I would make,
Go
I'm
ahead,
sorry.
Steve.
I'll make a motion then to approve the agenda as printed.
I'll second that.
All right. Roll call vote, please.
Kyle,
Yes.
Wassler.
Yes.
Shiv.
Yes,
Excellent. For any of those following along, we skipped this pledge because we just did the pledge. Number 5, consent agenda. Approve regular session minutes from December 20th, 2022. Approve special session minutes from December 28th, 2022. Approve claims as audited. And file manure management plans. Going Finisher Farm ID 71020 1378 120th Street in Clemens. And that is the end of the consent agenda. Do we have a motion?
I'll move we approve the consent agenda as presented.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Kyle.
Yes.
Wassler.
Yes.
Shiv.
Yes,
On to number 6, resolution 2023, number 6, approving homestead and family farm credits and military service tax exemptions. Would you like me to read through this?
Let's do.
All right, whereas pursuant to Iowa Code 425.3, 425A.3, 426A.14, the Marshall County Board of Supervisors has received the homestead tax credit claims, family farm tax credit claims, and the military service tax exemption claims from the county auditor for 2022 taxes payable 23-24. Do I have a motion to approve?
I would make a motion then to approve resolution 2023-0006, approving homestead and family farm credits and military service tax exemptions.
I'll second that motion.
And I'll ask adopt.
Adopt, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Discussion. Dan or Blaze, did you have anything you want to share on this?
No, it gets the approval done so we can take that next step in property taxes going out at the end of the summer.
Should we explain to Carol what these exemptions, how they work, or do you already know?
I'm familiar.
You're familiar with, okay.
Any further discussion? Sherry, roll call vote, please.
Kyle.
Yes.
Wassler.
Yes.
Shiv.
Yes,
All right. Number 7, adopt resolution 2023, number 7, approving the assignment of certificate of purchase to the city of Marshtown. 411 West Lynn Street. We have a motion.
I would make a motion then to approve,
Adopt.
the resolution number 2023-007, approving the assignment of certificate of purchase to the city of Marshalltown, Iowa, 411 West Lynn Street.
I'll second that.
Thank you. Any discussion? Dan, do you have anything on this?
This is just another dilapidated property on the city's list to get cleaned up. So,
There's a home on it now.
yeah,
Further discussion on this? Excellent. Do we have a motion, or we have the motion? No further discussion?
No, sir.
We're ready for roll call vote, please.
Kyle.
Yes.
Wassler.
Yes.
Yes,
All right, resolution adopted. Number 8, looking at 8 and 9, these are both resolutions for the treasurer's office and their reassigning positions in the transfer of leadership. So number 8, adopt resolution 2023-8, approving appointment of Daniel Fleming to the position of property tax supervisor in the office of county treasurer. We have a motion to approve this or adopt this resolution.
I'll make a motion. We adopt resolution 2023-08, approving the appointment of Danielle Fleming to the position of property tax supervisor in the office of the county treasurer.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Dan, anything?
I'm curious, how long has Danielle been with the office?
she is on her 9th year
Okay,
and she's been the assistant tax supervisor for going on over 3 years. So
Further discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Kyle.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Number 9, adopt resolution 2023. Number 9, approving reappointment of Ashley Stepp to the position of motor vehicle supervisor in the office of the county treasurer. We have a motion.
Mr. Chair, I would make a motion to adopt resolution 2023-009, approving the appointment of Ashley Stepp to the position of motor vehicle supervisor in the office of the county treasurer.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Dan, anything?
she's been doing that since I started, so.
2013, maybe, I think that's 12, 13, somewhere in there. It's been a while, so. Excellent. Any further discussion? Sherry, roll call vote, please.
Kyle.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, adopt resolution 2023, number 10. Marshall County audit request for proposals. This whereas the Board of Supervisors is electing to have an annual audit made by a certified public accountant. And that the county shall utilize procedures which include requests for proposals for such audit. Do I have a motion on this resolution?
I'll make the motion that we adopt resolution 2023-0010, Marshall County audit request for proposals.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
This is the only publication we need for putting out this out for RFP. We've worked with Jarrett, so Maria, my accountant, and Jarrett trying to get a list to send it out to.
How many do you have
Unfortunately,
on your list?
I think there's about 8 or 9.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Bowman and Miller have voiced that they do not plan on bidding, although I still feel the opportunity to have them try.
They are on the list, so we're still gonna send it to.
Absolutely.
I told one of them there, I said, just name your price. Just name it, just put it on there, so at least it's on there, so we know what your market will be.
Yeah, but so, yeah, this is really kind of our reporting requirement to make this public. That's all we need to do. We don't need to do a public notice or anything. And we're working on the letters, so it'll be previously we had them reply back by end of March. I know we get into the tax season type stuff, so we may have this due more sometime in February, especially if we, have any issues with bids or anything.
And it's been Bowman and Miller for a long time.
Mhm.
Do you know how long?
I don't.
As long as I've been here, since I was 20.
Yeah.
5.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
Long time.
a long time. And it's just so convenient. They can walk over and which helps make it more cost effective. Obviously, they don't have to come here physically and from another town, but we've got we'll be sending out to the locations, and we'll get it on the website as well. And any questions anybody has, they can just get in touch with me.
They've been a pleasure to work with.
Absolutely.
Yes, they absolutely have. We worked with them closely as in the treasurer's office, obviously, and they've expressed what I worry is we go through this process is the standards for government audits is becoming more difficult, and then you throw the ARPA funds and all the requirements that come with all that it's becoming more of a challenge. So we're hopeful to get some responses and a good one that we can work with closely. So further discussion? All right, without any further ado, we'll have a roll call vote, please.
Kyle.
Yes,
Walter.
Yes.
Yes.
approve the hire of Tiana Ordaz, Sheriff's Office Jailer, permanent full-time, 41.25 hours per week at 41.25 hours per week at $20.41 per hour to start on or after January 9th, 2023. Any motions on this hire?
Mr. Chair, I would make a motion to approve new hire Tiana Ordaz, Sheriff's Office Jailer, permanent full-time, 41.25 hours per week, $20.41 an hour to start on or after January 9 of 2023.
I'll second that.
Excellent. Motion in a second. Anything you want to share on this, Sheriff?
Tiana is one of those, goes through the interview process. We like to see what our reach is within the community and basically the state of Iowa. And we tried something a little bit different this year. Many people may have seen the sign out at our facility on Highway 30 that we're taking application. Tiana was one of those that was driving by and decided that she wanted a career change. So she's going to be a replacement for the sheriff's office. So there's, when you think that you're reaching a lot of people, it's just that little advertisement that reaches out to those citizens that will be part of our organization. So we're looking forward to her being part of the Marsh County Sheriff's Office.
Awesome. I imagine Lucas is going to be doing that change order later in the meeting to put a sign out in the courthouse lawn for more advertisement.
I mean, if that's what you want, I'll make it happen.
No, that's awesome that worked out there for you, and look forward to Tiana joining the team. Any further discussion? All right, roll call vote, please.
Kyle.
Yes.
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 The next ones are all of the changes in the treasurer's office with the new treasurer. So approve reappointment to treasurer's office motor vehicle supervisor Ashley Stupp, permanent full-time from $25.65 per hour to $25.90 per hour effective January 3, 2023. Do we have a motion?
I'll make the motion to approve the reappointment in the treasurer's office motor vehicle supervisor Ashley Stupp, permanent full-time from $25.65 to $25.90 per hour effective January 3rd, 2023.
I'll second.
So do we have a motion and a second? Any discussion on this? Dan? All within current budget, correct?
Yes.
Further discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Kyle.
Yes.
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 On to 11C. Approved promotion, treasurer's office, Danielle Fleming, permanent full-time from assistant supervisor, $22.28 per hour to property tax supervisor at $28.84 per hour, 40 hours per week, effective January 3rd, 2023. We have a motion.
Mr. Chair, I would make a motion to approve promotion, treasurer's office, Daniel Fleming, permanent full-time from assistant supervisor, $22.28 an hour to property tax supervisor, $28.84 an hour, 40 hours per week, effective January 3 of 2023.
I'll second that.
Excellent. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Kyle.
Yes.
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 Promotion approved. On to 11D, approved promotion treasurer's office, Brianne Maddock, full-time, universal clerk. From universal clerk, $19.23 an hour to assistant supervisor, $22.51 per hour, 40 hours per week, effective January 3rd, 2023. May I have a motion, please?
I'll make the motion to approve the promotion in the treasurer's office, Brianne Maddock, permanent full-time from universal clerk at $19.23 per hour to assistant supervisor, $22.51 per hour, 40 hours per week, effective January 3rd, 2023.
I'll second.
A motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Kyle.
Yes.
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 All right, promotion approved. Approved status change, treasurer's office, Jade Ish from universal clerk, 1756 to universal clerk, 1856, effective January 3, 2023. May I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve status change, treasurer's office, Jay Eash, Change from universal clerk $17.56 an hour to universal clerk $18.56 an hour, effective January 3rd, 2023.
I'll second that.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All these changes are all great people that I got to work with closely in the treasurer's office. And I'm very proud of each and every one of them. And I wish them all well working under Deanne. You made some great choices here. So. All right, roll call vote, please.
Kyle,
Yes.
Walter,
Yes.
Yes,
All right. On to number 12. Approve electric easement interstate power and light parcel 831701100005. We have a motion.
I'll make the motion that we approve electric easement interstate power and light 831701100005.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second.
can we amend that to authorize the chair to sign?
Yes, I'll accept that amendment.
Yes. Any discussion on this?
All here.
All still here.
Just as I understand it, this just basically is it's for a 22 acre parcel on the east side of Zeller that the county owns. So they're really just treating the county like another landowner here, and they're getting an easement to place this facility on the corner of that property. So this isn't anything that involves public road right away.
Okay. Do you have anything for us? Okay, excellent. All right, any further discussion? All right, roll call vote, please.
Kyle,
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Yes,
On to number 13, approve change order request, Freiholtz Construction, discussion and possible action. Is there a motion for this approval?
I would make a motion to approve change order request, Bryholtz Construction for courthouse in the amount of $42,766.64.
I'll second that.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Lucas, anything you'd like to share on this?
Yeah, just kind of a run through here. You can see on the agenda there that we break this down kind of in 4 different buckets, and how those are categorized as where basically who pays the money. So the owner code and damages portion are things that we are paying. Anything that's storm is insurance responsibility. Questions about any of it? I mean, there's a lot here. Meeting room 1 is speakers that we will need to run the meeting so we can hear people on Zoom. We had to do some additional framing on 3rd floor. There was a stone on the west side of the building that needed to be placed on top of our already extensive masonry projects. And then we had to change some lighting around, and our previous contractor threw some windows away.
Oh dear.
Fun stuff. Yeah, the Jolison windows, the change order request 86 is actually a damages portion that's in the wrong column there, so.
The 17,000 should be in. under-
Damage.
Yes, it's
Damage.
damages, not code, yeah.
Okay.
Also, in the motion, if we could have chairman to sign change order, that would be lovely. So typically how this happens, the change order request comes in, once you guys approve it, I sign it, send it off to the architect. Then an actual change order to the contract comes in, the chairman needs to sign. So if we could do that all here, that would be lovely, and I'll have to have another agenda item.
Okay. Question, the 3rd floor framing was, what specifically was that?
There was some, so the 3rd floor is a little funky with ceiling heights. There was some exposed sprinkler pipes that we wanted to cover up. And then some, I mean, that's the majority of it. There was also another small wall and a small room that we built for a two-stage sprinkler system in the stack room.
Okay.
So it's just kind of like stuff we go along and we're like, hey, this doesn't quite look right. Let's change this a little bit. So. And we broke that up between the owner storm code portion of it. We have a percentage that we apply to that. That our insurance company has agreed to.
And the owner portion that comes from cap projects, is that correct?
Yes.
Owner comes from capital project. Storm means that it's from insurance, from EMC. Code, we did a settlement for and received a settlement of 1.25 million. And so we're actually paying that as well for that. And then the damages is just identifying that bucket.
Okay. Any further discussion?
Very good.
No. And we need in that motion to have authorized the chair to sign.
Yeah, to sign contract change.
And that is in the motion as in the agenda.
Well, these are change order requests to approve change order requests in the amount of 42,000 and authorize chair to sign. If we could authorize chair to sign contract change, that would be great.
And signed contract change.
Would you like to amend your motion?
I would amend my motion to,
No, accept the amendment.
Do we need to have a separate motion to amend, or are we okay with just proceeding with that? Okay.
Yeah, I can sleep at night with that.
Okay. Perfect. Further discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Kyle?
Yes.
Kolosik?
yes,
Yes.
All right, approved change order carried. Now on to number 14, installation of CERT pager software, communications issues with a radio system, discussion and possible action. Kim?
Thanks for leaving out Siren. I
Yeah.
talked to you about that. That Siren is a separate project. So I know you are getting ready to finish out the radio system as far as accepting it. The CERT team, my team that works underneath of me, so they're not paged out as first responders. They're paged out by me after that fact, so that they're not in that same system as first responders. They're not intended to be first responders. They're intended to help first responders. We have had the same pagers as the first responders, but there should be a system in place that we paid Raycom to do that actually allows me to page them out instead of the comm center. Does that make sense so far? Go ahead.
And when was that?
October of last year, so a year and a couple months. And this is, it's kind of a mix. It is through radio, but it is a pager system, so it's a separate system. But we're not able to page out our CERT team at all since we received these. The DICAL system went live about what, June? Is that about right? June-ish of this year for the first responders. But we have not had any movement at all. I have talked to Raycom several times, and then I have my communications manager, which is Brian Crum, who knows communications much better than I do, has talked to them about, talked to Raycom about this system. There's been some rewriting of the programming that goes along with it for safety, for security. TAMA has been up and going now since, I think it was August or September. The new system was working fine, but we're still no word from Raycom. Unfortunately, I've been working with them. So I just want you aware that we've been in possession of these pagers that can't be used since October of last year. They've sat in a box because I can't page my CERT team out. Do they get paged out very often? No, but they can't be paged out at all because of that. So we're still using a phone system. So I just wanted you aware of that, since I know you're finishing out the radio system. It's not one and the same, but it's definitely a communications issue.
So what's the response from Raycom?
We'll do it. It was a month, we'll do it in a month, we'll do it in a month, and that's been kind of a gradual thing. And then we heard in about November that we would be after the first of the year. We pushed them again, just saying that, you know, it's been a year from October of 21.
Mhm.
And so now we're just kind of in a holding pattern.
Have they said what the delay? Why?
They said they have one tech that needs to dedicate his time to it. Other than that, there has not been a response. But Tama has the same systems, been working fine with the new programming, the new software. I actually have to page through like a tablet or an online application instead of going through the comm center, which is preferred. They have enough work there. I don't expect them to page out my CERT team. Again, they're a different type of responder, not a first responder. So it's not with the communications center or anything. There's no problems there.
And have we been paying for this service?
Basically, we just pay for the pagers. And then that once that application's up and going, there's not a charge per se. Yeah.
But we got a year and
We have a year.
3 months old
Yeah,
equipment that
exactly.
hasn't been used.
Exactly.
At the last meeting, you brought this up, and that meeting was like the last week of December on
Yeah,
Wednesday,
yeah.
Wednesday afternoon, so it was discussed.
Yeah.
And
Are you
just- I want you aware of it. I don't know that there's a lot that the board can do, but I just want you aware of it since we're trying to wrap up the whole radio system and aware that there is a piece of that communications that's not.
Would you recommend that we not sign this
It might help
radio system
Raycom
letter
realize that
until this
part of that communications is not working,
resolved?
even though it's not one and the same, it is still.
the beneficial use letter begins basically the maintenance.
Right. And
It
which
does-
is
it
the
is not-
radio system.
Yeah, which
Right.
is the radio
Right,
system,
which
where
is the
this is
radio
the
system.
paging system.
Correct.
It also, we still have the final payment that has not been made when we do the final acceptance, and until the final acceptance goes through, that final 10% payment will not be made. Roughly 270,000 is what's
Yeah,
remaining.
what's yet to be paid on the contract.
Mhm.
Yeah. And so what are your next steps with?
We just had a retirement over there, so Diana was actually our main contact with that. She just retired. I leave most of my technical stuff up to Brian just because he knows the ins and outs a lot better than I do, and then he updates me. He did contact Raycom again about the same time Diana was retiring in December. And they told him again that it was one person and that person needs to dedicate some time. Now, they haven't done anything more.
Mhm.
So that's been a couple of weeks right before the holidays.
Mhm.
Next steps would be talking to Mike Miller, and that's, we were kind of waiting to make sure that
Mhm.
we didn't get after the first of the year done.
Mhm.
So I don't know what after the first of the year is, but yeah, that's our next step, I would say, is to talk to Mike, just because we don't have another contact like Diana right now.
Yeah.
I know there's someone filling in her spot, but not up to speed on this project.
That would be Marie Carlson.
Okay. Okay. And so, yeah, I think that's our next step.
So I think what you said, I don't think 15, the beneficial use radio system letter, that really doesn't have anything to
No,
do
I
with.
think
That
we
is-
need to
right.
go ahead and do that.
Yep, and I think
Yeah.
that is,
Yeah,
that's
it doesn't
a total
say anything,
separate
yeah,
system.
it doesn't
Correct.
say anything in there about the
Yeah,
paging
correct.
system.
Sense maintenance, right?
right,
Mhm.
correct. And that is not on pagers, that's just on radios
Mhm.
and the system.
Mhm.
Just wanted you aware of it.
Mhm.
Perfect. Thank you for bringing that to our attention. I know Steve, with you being on the communications committees, you'll be keeping a watchful eye on this.
Yeah.
Keep
And I
it-
don't have anybody on yet, as appointed to my commission from your board, so keep that in mind. That's another reason I bring it up, because that's that connection between my commission and the communications commission too, so.
Is that the,
Marshall County, Emergency Management Commission.
You're the committee of what the emergency management agency, with Steve on, that's not the same thing.
Did you do that before I?
Yeah.
That was the
Okay.
first
So that
meeting.
is-
Is this?
Okay, good.
So it's, yes,
Sorry, I didn't look at that agenda.
Mhm.
Yeah. So Steve, I guess you're gonna be in contact with both of those.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so that's a good flow through, because you can know what's going on.
Mhm.
So,
perfect.
we've been patient. Very
Supervisor
patient.
Heil,
Oh, yes,
Brad Fons here, if I could.
yeah, absolutely.
Just a little background, the sheriff was on the last meeting as well, December 21st, as we have these bi-weekly radio project meetings. This CERT, what they call PageGate, is on their radar. It was to be updated and installed by the end of the year. I'm guessing with holiday timing, obviously that did not happen. However, this will be wrapped up and active before final system acceptance, which is currently scheduled for the end of January. There's a couple generator things that need to be closed out, as well as the page gate for the CERT team. So this is on the radar. It will be done. There was some security issues initially that has delayed this, but no, it will be completed before we sign off on final system documentation.
Good, I appreciate that.
Excellent.
That's good to know. Thanks
Yeah.
for the information.
Any other discussion on this? Well, it looks like we don't really need to
Nope.
act in any way, but thank you for getting this on the table and making us aware of what's going on, and we'll keep an eye on that as the process continues. So on to number 15. File receipt of Raycom's beneficial use of radio system letter and authorize chair to sign. Do we have a motion?
I'll move that we approve to file the receipt of Raycom's beneficial use of radio system letter and authorize the chair to sign.
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Discussion.
I think we got the description of this in our previous discussion.
Mhm.
And this just begins the maintenance period per our meetings is what this does
Which goes
for the radios.
A
Which goes
year
for-
for the first.
Yes, a year for the first part and and that was included in the original contract and then it costs money.
So this starts the clock on the year.
Mhm.
Okay.
Excellent. Anything else? All right, we have a motion and a second. Roll call vote, please.
Kyle,
Yes.
Solomon,
Yes.
Yes.
All right, on to number 16, public forum. Time set aside for the public to make comments on topics of county business other than those listed on the agenda. No action will be taken. These topics will be brought up here in public forum.
Hands on.
Just wanted to inform everyone that we're currently in the election center. It is going to be used for the courts, other than for the Tuesday supervisor meetings every other week. So if you see a lot of activity in and out of here, don't be alarmed. The courts are using this space until through February 14th, because we have a special election and we'll have voters in here beginning the 15th of February. So just a little update for everyone.
I also attended the meeting to let you guys know I was waiting for the organization meeting to see who was gonna be chairing everything. I'll be contacting you guys here shortly, probably within the week, about trying to set up my budget meetings for my conference board between you guys, the mayors and the school boards. So.
Excellent. Thanks for being here, Blaze.
And I just wanted to update everybody on the siren project. I sent some information to Nan. I think you sent it on to the board, correct? And basically, I just want some guidance since it is coming through the county. I'm the contact for the state. I'll do all the work that I can, but I want to make sure that I'm doing the procurement. I can never say that right. And the contracts correctly. We have to go out for RFP for the sirens. And so just want to make sure that I do it in accordance to what you want for the county. The quicker we can get on that, the better. We need to get this ball rolling because time's already started back in July, but even though you don't have the grant technically started in July.
Even though you don't
I know,
know.
right?
have the
You know
grant.
how all that
Yeah.
works with all these.
And
grants.
I think we should probably put this on the next agenda to probably get permission to, see about getting an attorney. It's a very specific process
is.
and we do not want to do that
Yeah.
incorrectly.
Correct. Yeah, and that's why I don't want to be the lone person.
Yeah, way
It-
to bring me along to
Right,
be under the
right. I
bus.
know,
That's
right?
so nice.
And I'll do as much of this as I can. And I've done a lot of the groundwork already for the initial project, but yeah, once you guys are ready to hit the ground running, we'll get that RFP out there, but yeah, do it the right way.
Do it the right way.
Yeah.
So I think we'll put this on the next agenda if everyone's okay with that and discuss
Mhm.
this. And
Yep.
this kind of came up late last week. It's
Yeah.
like we have enough stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't want to, it came up like on Tuesday of the holiday week. and-
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Mhm.
Is there an official name for the siren?
It's if officially, I think it's the whole Marshall County Siren Project. It used to be the unincorporated when we first started it, but it's the whole
It's,
Marshall.
yeah,
now.
so I've just been calling it County Siren
Yeah.
Project.
Yeah. I think it's written as whole Marshall County.
Whole Marshall
Siren,
County. Okay.
Emergency Siren Project or something like that. I can look it up. I don't think it'll be really hard. I just think we need to make sure we do it very correctly, since it's a lot of money.
Mhm.
Anything else? Kim, was that it?
So,
Anyone on Zoom? All right, well, that concludes the public forum. On to number 17, adjournment. The next regular session is January 17th, 2023 at 9 a.m. All business to be acted upon at that session should be submitted to the county auditor and recorder's office or the board of supervisors office by Wednesday, January 11th, 2023 at noon. There being no further business come before the board, the meeting is adjourned at 9:52 a.m.